Hi, this is Dawn at DG Recruit. As we're headed into this weird new lifestyle, this weird kind of new normal, if you will, that we're facing with COVID, with economic turbulence, with client changes, with interpersonal changes perhaps from the way we're doing work today and how we're engaging with people, we're really starting to see a lot of patterns for me, both professionally and personally, seeing people, how they're making it through, what they're doing to survive, and then also how to tie that together with recruiting as someone who's just starting or someone who is looking to continue building and billing. You know, it's crucial today that we keep our eye on the prize and keep ourselves motivated, committed, and confident about our future. So I wanted to share with you a few tips, lessons on the topic as it relates to perseverance. So I think the best way to describe how I look at perseverance as a recruiter is really focusing on two things. One is the skill set of doing the role. And so this is where, you know, as the markets change, as the economy changes, you really do have to adapt very quickly to the needs of the hour, right? And no matter, just not even relation to like the economic situation, I mean, in general, with sort of automation, artificial intelligence coming in, we're always going to have some sort of technological advancement, some sort of change. There's always going to be something going on, which is going to require us to change in order to profit, in order to drive profits, in order to stay ahead of the competition. There's always going to be something we need to do in our teams, ourselves as a skill set. For instance, like cold calling. A lot of people, you know, last year, the year before, you know, business was so good and we were so reliant on just like warm leads and warm this and warm that, especially a lot of people who work at these larger recruiting firms. And they're really used to like living off the system, right? You're used to like living off of other people's jobs. You're used to filling other people's jobs. You're not used to picking up the phone and pitching a client on why they need to talk to you, a 23-year-old person straight out of college with no real work-life experience except at this recruiting firm where you've been at for the last 4 months. So a lot of people are not thrown into the deep end of the pool. And for those of the people who are thrown into the deep end of the pool, good for you. You should be really happy about that. Like, there's so many candidates I talk to who are like, oh, you know, I'm scared. I don't like this sales. Sales is how this business works. Without sales, you have nothing to recruit on. So you need to learn how to sell and get clients interested, right? So that's the first tidbit. It's like, you got to be flexible. Now, last year, if you are a sales-driven person who only likes pitching candidates, you would have struggled because last year, the problem was sourcing. It was fulfilling the jobs. And it still is this year, right? So again, you can never be like, oh, I'm only gonna do X. Oh, I only ever wanna do Y. No, to make money, you gotta do whatever it takes to make money. So I hate it when people are all like, oh, there's this, oh, I'm beneath it, I'm over this, that's beneath me, I won't do. That is a wrong attitude towards making money, is having all these requirements, not being able to like adapt fast enough, and not rising to the occasion when the occasion calls for it. So that's the first thing. It's like perseverance at all costs, adaptability at all costs. When you make money, I don't care what you do, as long as the outcome is that I make money, I don't care. Just like how I describe my real estate. I really don't care who the hell lives there as long as they pay the rent every single month, right? Same thing when it comes to recruiting. I really don't care if it's recruiting or selling. I don't care. As long as it gets my bills paid, as long as I'm making money, that's why I'm in business. I'm in business to make money. It's a very, very straightforward equation, right? So again, for people who set themselves up with sort of these boundaries, you're just limiting yourself. You're just limiting your future. If you don't try to do things differently, if you don't try to amp up your style, if you don't have any other styles and you have this script that you go at every day, cool, you know, you'll succeed. There's a lot of people who just like stick with this script and just like, you know, follow that proven path. That's cool. I'm more about versatility. I'm more about creativity. I'm more about customizing my approach based on every candidate and client and trying my best to maintain my personality, but at the same time adapt to their communication patterns and like vibing with them and being creative about how to approach each deal, because that's what makes the job so exciting and fun. The second piece outside of just skill set and adaptability is just commitment to the cause and confidence. You know, this is that next step where like confidence is everything when it comes to recruiting. What you feel about yourself, how you look at yourself, how you think other people look at you. There was a period a few months ago where I was obsessing over what people thought of me. Oh, did they like me? Because I had so many candidates who were like, Donna's so mean. She always like calls me out and like she craps on my billing numbers. Boo hoo. Right? Of course I do, because I'm recruiting for top billers, not for some softies who can't produce. Right? And at the same time, I'm very, very nice. I'm very sweet, and I'm very like understanding to people who maybe want to produce and haven't yet. But if you're double whammy, you got a bad attitude and you don't know how to produce, I'm sorry, I'm going to have very little patience with you. Because if you have bad attitude and you can't produce, I can't be this nice, like, oh, I'm going to be such a great, sweet rec to rec to you. I can't do that, right? Like, if you suck at billing, but you're really sweet about it and you're very self-aware about it, I can work with that. I'm willing to work with that. I will be very nice to you. I will support you to reach your next level of growth. That's my job, literally, is to help people get to that next level, maximize their opportunity. I can't help them do that if, again, back to point number one, they think they're above it and they think they're hot crap when really they're not successful at all and cannot seem to do deals consistently, right? So there's a certain degree of self-awareness, but at the same time, that self-awareness, if you get too into it, it can end up biting into your self-esteem, which is why sometimes I see crappier billers, you know, get moved on and like get good packages. And I'm like, they shouldn't have got that. It was purely due to bravado and due to their ability to like BS their way through and get a deal, right? And we've all seen that happen. You see that happen with your own candidates. Some people that aren't great at all, they end up getting really good deals and placing themselves. And you're like, why did that candidate get successful? Same with our business, right? So my point here is, if you're too humble, if you suffer from too much humility, let's talk more about the strategies around how to overcome it, because that could also be a detriment to your success. It's important to act as if. It's important to boost yourself up. And it's more important than ever now to stop caring what other people think, stop caring about other people's expectations of you. All that matters is that you do the job right, is that you know how to conduct yourself during interviews, that you know how to vet candidates, that you know how to talk to clients. Those are the only things that matter today, is your capability to do the job, not what other people think of you. So I hope these 2 tidbits will help you find more courage, more confidence, more self-love, and belief in your capabilities to succeed at this wonderful career of recruitment.